Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Faris Nazrin, and our group consists of me, Muhammad Faris Nazrin, with the matric number of 195845, Faiz Anwar with the matric number 198921, and Taufiq Zaidun 1958896. Okay, for today we will be presenting about the architecture of Master Student Management, which is our project. So let's get into the next slide. Okay, first, if you can see in the slide, okay, the purpose of our project is to study and research about the software architecture behind the Master Management System. Not the Student Management System, but the Master Student Management System, which is for the Master Student. Okay, so for this documentation, it provides an architectural overview of the Master Student Management System to support the management of master students in the university. So, for overall description, okay, for the user classes and characteristic, we have 3 classes, which is lecturer, coordinator and student. So the lecturer is the teacher itself. So the characteristic of this class, it has the most access to the system because the lecturer will be giving the project, the assignment, and we have the coordinator, which is the coordinator is also the lecturer. So it is an inheritance of lecturer class. And then we have student, which can only do operation like log in, view result and receive notification, because their evaluation will be done by the lecturer. So if you can see in the operating environment, so the Master Student Management System is a web-based system. Okay, so the appropriate web server and browser is required for this development, of course. All the data will be stored in MySQL database management system. Users should be able to access the system using any type of browser. The software aspect needed to support the operation of this system like web server, for example Apache and PHP, the database MySQL, web browser client like Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Safari and Internet Explorer, because it is a web-based system. So for the design and implementation constraint, we have 4 in the list, which is communication protocol, which is this system implement the model of IEEE, in which IEEE handle the wired and wireless network, for example TCP/IP, because we will connect to the internet. Okay, and so the second one is the language requirement, because the system only caters in English as lingua franca in this era. And next, browser support limitation. Okay, so this system is a web-based application, so maybe there is an issue of an unsupported browser problem, so we have to make a limitation. So finally, the security consideration, because for the security purpose, we will provide all user their own ID and their own password. Okay, for the next one is architectural style, which is for this project is a client server style for architectural style, of course. So what is the client server based on this project? So a 3-tier client server is a type of this is a 3-tier client server, as you can see on the slide, because it divides the presentation, application logic and data processing layer across client and server device. So a client application which use a GUI, which is graphical user interface, it send requests to application server for a certain service. So the server is the provider of the services requested by the client just now, and the business application that provides service is deployed on a web server such as Mozilla or Google Chrome. So the master student management web server is a computer program that provides service to other computer program and serve requested hypertext markup language, which means HTML page or file. So why we use this architectural style? What style? 3-tier client server. So why we use this? It is because this architectural style is focused on centralization. In the client server network architecture, there is a centralized control. Server will help in administrating the whole setup and also accessing rights and allocating resource also can be done, which means the client can access the server while the server centralize the control of the all element in it. So the second one, backup and recovery will be easier with this architectural style, because it is easy to backup all the data, because the data is on the net as the data is stored on the server, of course. Okay, supposedly there is a breakdown and data get lost, but it can be easily and efficiently recovered because it is client server. It's stored in the server. So the next one is accessibility. Okay, like for the accessibility, the system can be accessed from the various platform in the network, as the server can be accessed remotely, because when the server can be accessed remotely, let's say if you has a house, you have a bodyguard. So everyone you want to physically enter the house, you will go through the bodyguard. But if it is remotely controlled, let's say this is my we call it metaphor. So if you can do remotely, you don't have to get into it physically, because hence it can be accessed easily. Okay, and finally, this architectural style is upgradable, because so the changes or upgrades can easily be made by upgrading the server or adding the new resources and the system. Okay, so the reason why we 3 tier client server, I have been explained about it. Okay, because as the result, no case of data integrity issue because it stored in the server. So if you can see, the next one is class diagram. If you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 class, which is profile for each profile. Login, because we want to log into the web, the page. So the student, which is the entity of the student, the entity of lecturer, of course, the portal, which store all the element. So the course, for registering course. So also an entity, which is coordinator. So the timetable for the presentation, the project for the assignment, and of course, if we have the project, we have the result. So there is the result class. If you can see, this is okay. The class diagram. So next one is use case diagram. In the use case diagram, we have 3 entities, which is student, lecturer, and coordinator. We have 3 people who can access to the system, and we have 3 use case, which is login, that can be accessed by all the 3: student, coordinator, and lecturer. The view result, which all 3 can also access, submit project, who can be only accessed by the student. And set presentation time, which is the student itself will set the presentation time, so it is accessed by the student. And the key in mark for lecturer. So that's all from me. Let's continue to the next section.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Taufik bin Zaidong. My matric number is 195896 and I will continue the presentation with the functional requirement. Okay, for the Master Student Management System, there is 5 functional requirement in the system, which is login, view result, submit project, set presentation and key in mark. Okay, next, after the functional requirement, we must see the non-functionalities requirements, which is for the system, performance, safety, security and reliability. Okay, next we will go to the more detail into the functional requirement, which is also we can take it as a use case. Okay, as we can see, there is a table which is the use case name and the identifier. So for each functional requirement, we put a unique identifier so we can easily find the diagram about the use case. Okay, for the use case, we name it as login. Okay, the description for the login, which is the functionality. Users can log in into the master management system. Simple, right? Okay, next we go to the second use case, which is the view result. Users can view the results of the selected subject. Okay, this one can be accessed by the student. Student can view their result of the submitted project. And next we go, the next use case is submit project. Students can submit selected projects by uploading it into the system. Okay, next, the fourth use case, the set presentation time, which can be accessed by the coordinator. So what can the coordinator do? The coordinator can set the presentation time of the student to the selected lecturer. Okay, lastly, the final use case is the key in mark. Key in mark is accessed by lecturer, and lecturer can key in marks of the student examination, and the coordinator can also key in the marks of the student's project. Okay, I'm sorry, the key in mark can be accessed by lecturer and coordinator. For lecturer, they can marks the student examination, and for the coordinator, they can marks the student project. Okay, next we'll go to the first use case description, which is login description. Okay, we already know unique identifier, and then we see go to the objective of the login use case. Okay, for the login use case, the user shall be able to log in into the system by using their respective ID and password. Okay, priority for this use case is high because it is very important for the users, any users, to enter the system with their own ID and password. And next, for the source, the source will be accessed from the users or customer, which is lecturer, coordinator and student. And also the same for the actors. There is 3 actors in the system, which is coordinator, lecturer and student. Those 3 actors can access the login use case. Okay, next we go to the precondition for this use case, which is, of course, users must open the browser or application to log in. Next we go to the flow of events. Okay, first of all, the flow of event for login use case is the login page will be displayed with a form requesting their ID and password. User will enter the ID and password and then click the login button. If the first flow is user's ID and password are verified and the response of success is prime. But alternative flow, there is an alternative flow. If the ID or the password is wrong, it will be displayed it do not exist in the database if the login ID and password is wrong. Next, they will go to back to the first step, which is the login page is displayed, so they can log in it again. Okay, the post condition for this use case is users have successfully logged in into the system. Okay, next we go to the view result description, the second use case. Okay, for this use case, the objective is the user shall be able to view the result that they want on this page. And the priority we set for this use case is medium, because as you can see, there's only one source, which is student, and there's only one actors involved, users. Actually, the one users is actually the student, because only the student that need to view their result. And the precondition before they enter this use case is the users or student must log in into their ID and password. Okay, next we go to see the flow of events. Okay, firstly, the user, of course, after they log in into the main page, they must choose to view the result at the tab. Choose to view the result, and then we go to the page where the view result. And the system will display the listed project, and user can select the year and semester to check their result. After the confirmation, the system will then display the result of their project or examination, and then the use case ends. Okay, alternative flow for this case, if the user does not select to view the result, it will go to return to step 1. So if they do not want to view the result, they will go back to the main page, and the first condition is the result is displayed. Next we go to the third use case, which is project submission or submit project. Okay, the objective of this use case is that this page must provide the project submission, and the user, which is the student, shall be able to submit the project. The priority for this use case, we set it to medium, and the source is from the users, which is student and coordinator and lecturer, all the actors, and also actors uses the same as source. And the precondition before they access the project submission is the users must log in, same as the view result. Okay, the flow of events for the submit project, the user will choose the tab where it display the submit project. After choosing that, this display will show the main page of the submit project page. Okay, the user then will choose the project that they want to submit. The system display the upload page, and once the user will then upload, and then the system will confirm the uploaded file, and then we store the submission in the database, and this case will end after they complete the upload, after the system complete the store of the file into the database. Okay, for the alternative flow for this use case, if the user does not select the subject, the user will go back to the step 1, which is the main page. And the post condition for this use case is the project is submitted. Okay, we go to the fourth use case, which is the set presentation time. Okay, the objective for this use case is first, the home page will show the page where the user can set a presentation time, and the user can set the presentation time according to the lecturer's timetable. And the priority for this use case is medium, and the source is from the users, and the actors is also users, which is for the set presentation time, there's only one actors that can access to this, which is of course the coordinator. Okay, and then we go to the precondition of the use case. The coordinator must log in before they go to this use case. And the flow of events for the set presentation time is, firstly, the user will click the page, and then the system will then display the page for the set presentation time. After then, the user or the coordinator will choose an assessor. They will choose by the availability of the assessor, which is the lecturer. And then then the system will only display the lecturer that is available. And after that, they will select the time for the presentation, and the system will automatically create the timetables for the student presentation. and then the use case will end. Okay, for the alternative flow for this use case is if the assessor is unavailable, it will go back to step 3, where the coordinator will have to choose the lecturers again, a new lecturer. And the post condition for this use case is the timetable for presentation will be created. And next we go to key in marks. Okay, we go to our last use case description, which is the key in mark description. Okay, the objective of this use case is the user shall be able to key in mark, and the priority for this use case is medium. The source will come from the users, and the actors involved is lecturer and coordinator, both users. So the precondition before they go to this use case is the users must log in into their own ID, course and password. And then next we see the flow of events of the use case. Okay, first the system will display the page. The system will display the project list available in the certain course, and then the user will select the project that they want to mark. The user, which is the lecturer or coordinator, and then the system will retrieve the project selected that's stored in the database, and the system will display the project to the users. And once they see the project, the lecturer or coordinator will then key in the marks for the selected project, and the system will automatically calculate the total mark for the whole semester, and the system will then display the total mark of the student to the users, and then the use case ends. The alternative flow for this use case is the user does not select the project, turn to step 1, meaning if they don't select a project to key in the marks, they will go back to the first page.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad bin Alma. My metric number is 198921. So I will explain to you about the package diagram first. Okay, from the diagram we have 6 packages. For this package diagram, users can access the master student management system through either web or application via mobile phone, and the interface of the system is taken from the presentation layer that contains the user interface and presentation logic. For presentation layer, we'll get the data from the database layer, and from the database we store the user's file, result, subject, timetable, which will then go to data source. So all the layers have access to the cross-cutting of the system where security and operational management is. Next, we will go to the component diagram. There are 9 components. First of all, for this component diagram, profile can be found when the user log in. User need to log in first, then they will found the profile, and then lecturers and student must have course, so they can retrieve their file or their course or their subject. Then result can be found after the lecturer key in marks, and student can check their result. So basically, if the student want to view the result, the lecturer must key in first the result, and and finally, timetable must set by the student to get their assessor for their presentation. So student must to check their assessor time, whether their assessor free or not, so they can arrange their meeting with their assessor. That's why they need to check for their assessor for their presentation. And then for the deployment diagram, so basically this is the deployment diagram. Okay, for this deployment diagram, application server connect with the web server and database server. That's why we use 3-tier client server, which is application server, web server and database server. And then student PC works as interface and connect to web server via HTTP connection. It is also same with the lecturer. You need to connect to web server to HTTP connection, and then the web server connects to the database server via TCP/IP connection, and all the changes made by the web server updates the database server and collects the data from the database server. So student data will store in database server. Then we will move to architecture implementation. So basically, framework and technology was adapted. We have used PHP, CSS, Bootstrap and JavaScript to design the web user interface of our master management system. And the framework that we use to implement and integrate those technologies is Atom. We have used MySQL as the web server and Apache HTTP server as a web service to connect our system to client web browsers. And then we will show you the prototype that we have done for our group project. So basically, the first diagram shows the system login page. There is student ID and student password. They also provide you login button. If there is no password or no ID, red mark will appear in the ID form and password form. So it will notify the user, or it will trigger them to put the ID and password. So therefore they can log in to their profile. The third diagram shows the profile page, which is the main menu of the master student. There are view result, subjects, presentation and timetable. So this is the main menu. And then the next diagram is show the view result page. So the result page show the student result for the current subject.
So the user or the student can choose year, and also they can choose the semester for the subject, and the result of their semester will be shown as in the diagram above.
Then the next diagram shows the submission page for the student. So this page where student can submit their project and upload their file, so they can submit the project. So the next diagram is set presentation time, which is they have to select their assessor and select day and select time. Then they will know their assessor availability. So they can set their appointment for their presentation. And then we move to our last diagram, which is key in mark. This is the key in mark page is only for lecturer. Therefore they can key in their students mark, and then they will submit the mark, and it will calculate the total of the mark. So for the conclusion is we have learned a lot for the architecture style. We have learned a lot. We also know how to choose the architecture style, and there are many input that we have learned from architecture. Thank you for watching our video.